What's up, man? Sugar Rashad Evans here at the London Expo. It does surprise me because I came over here 3 years ago when the expo was it wasn't here, it was somewhere else, and it was an alright sized crowd, but it dwarfs in comparison to how it is right now. Like right now, it's just like on a whole nother level, and to see that kind of growth within 3 years is just mind blowing. I did, because the whole Quinton thing, it went on for like a year, you know what I'm saying? It was just back and forth, and it was just too much, you know, too much foreplay. And then actually getting there and actually fight them and win, it meant the world, man. Yeah, it is. It won't be until like, I heard May, but I don't know, concisely what date it's going to be, but I heard around that time, May. Shogun has an ACL surgery, so he's recovering. The UFC wants to make sure he's 100%, and I respect that. That's the champion, so I want a 100% guy as well. My wrestling's always my strength. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say what his weaknesses are, because like when you say strengths and weaknesses, everything always changes fight day. You know what I'm saying? I may go in there and something I perceive as a strength or weakness, I may go in there and find out different just because of what we match up. So it's kind of a hard question to ask, because it all depends on what happens at night. There's a lot of guys that's coming through. Bader's coming through. John Jones been looking very, very impressive. Man, it's so many guys. Little Nog was looking good. You know what I'm saying? So there's guys that's coming through that's looking good. It's always pushing our weight class to be very, very competitive and be one of the best weight classes in the UFC. I would say that, but then I would say Michael Bisping is the exception to that. Michael Bisping gets up off the ground really, really well, and actually in his last few fights, he's impressed me with his ability to take people down. So, but normally that would be the case. You know what that comes down to? It's just ignorance. It's just ignorance, not really understanding sports, not understanding how intricate the sport is. I liken MMA to like a chess. It's chess. It's for the thinker. The people that to the untrained eye, it looks just like a bunch of chaos. But if they understood how difficult it is to slip into all these different disciplines that each fighter has to do, and to know all these different disciplines, it's just amazing. They have to do it in a second's notice, And boxing has been around forever, and everybody accepts boxing, but there's been way more deaths in boxing, way more injuries, and the effects from boxing is 10 times worse. You can see guys that have been fighting in UFC forever. Randy Couture, one of the oldest ambassadors of the sport. He doesn't slur. He doesn't need anybody to help him walking around. He knows where he's at. He's very, very, there's no signs that the guy's even been fighting. There's no difference between him and the other guy his age, except for he looks a little bit more healthier, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to just pure punishment and to say that it's human cockfighting, it's just people not really understanding what they're really watching, what they're really seeing. It's about persistence, and especially now, because now, growing up and going into UFC fighter and trying to develop yourself now, it's a little bit more difficult than when I was doing it. Because when I was doing it was not so competitive, because now everybody wants to be an MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's been in a couple of movies, and then how the cinema seems to sensationalize everything. So then it becomes more alluring to a lot of people. So it's a lot more competitive to get into. But I would say being persistent, training hard, and drilling. A lot of people don't drill. A lot of people always they want to learn the big moves and they want to go in there and just mash it up right away. But I think drilling is one of the most important things you can do, because when you perfect each and every single technique, you'll be unstoppable. It is something I thought about doing. It's something that I've actually done a couple of movies, but they were like low budget movies. But it's something fun to do. Acting is something that is very challenging. Because it looks a lot easier than what it is until you really have to say some stuff that somebody else wrote down, and then you say it, and then you sound stupid, but then you try to make it sound like it's your own words, and that's a very challenging thing. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just put myself in a category of just say, I'm only going to fight. I'm just going to take whatever happens, whatever comes my way. In this sport, in an entertainment industry, sports entertainment, whatever, it's just a moment of time. It's a second. You know what I'm saying? If you blink too long or sleep on it, then the opportunity's past you. So I will bring in every opportunity that comes my way.